Good evening.
So this evening, what do you think I'm going to talk about?
Love.
I'm going to talk about
Love.
love. Am I going to talk about failure?
Hard
I'm going to be talking about a bit of both. Flirting with failure. A quick question. How many of you here like to fail? A show of hands, please. That's 1, 2, 3. But let me be honest with you, I personally don't. I love being good at what I do. Perhaps because we are born into a society that perhaps considers success as shiny medals and awards and certificates. And failure, well, that is a taboo. I recently came across a study that was conducted amongst a group of 4th graders in Netherlands. Now, they were given some tough problems to solve, and it was kind of above their grade. The researchers found that the students accepted the problems in 2 main ways. There was one group of students and the next group of students. Now, one group of students said, you know what, I absolutely love challenges. The other group of students said, I don't know, we haven't done this before. Both of them, however, continued to work on the problems and eventually, let's see their scores. The first category, they scored an impressive 9 out of 10. Second category, how much do you think they scored? Any guesses?
3.
0. They scored also 9 out of 10. What's the difference? We praised the students in 2 different ways. The first category we praised saying, wow, 9 out of 10, you must have worked really hard at this. The second category, what we said was, wow, 9 out of 10, you must be really smart at this. That is to say, we praised the first category for their ability, the second category for their ability, and the first was praised for the effort that they put. Eventually, we asked them, now do you want to try something a little bit harder? First said, yes, because they believed it was their effort, and effort is something that's expandable. The second category of students said no. You know why? Because they were praised for their ability and talent, and they feared, what if we get the next batch of some form? We would be tagged stupid. We wouldn't be talented anymore. So eventually they went through the problems, and both categories scored dismally. That is, they didn't even get one right. We handed back the answer sheets and they were asked to assess their mistakes. And when they were doing that, their brain activity was measured using MRI scans. The first category, as you can see, it's quite a colorful picture. Now, I need you to visualize this if you cut me in half like that. Okay? So it's going to be half, and this part is your brain. This is what they call grey matter, and you have lots of it, very intelligent. As you can see, it's a very colorful picture, which means there's lots of blood supply to that area. Which means it's working a lot. Because when they looked at their mistakes, they processed it. They engaged with their mistakes and they corrected it. And each time they did that, neurons in their brains were making connections and they were smarter. The second category, on the other hand, you see it's a black and white, not much. That's perhaps because the blood supply isn't that great. Because when they saw their mistakes, they said, you know what, I don't think I worked on this. They tried to run away from their errors. And this perhaps is a reflection of what they think. Because the second category believed it's effort. The first believed it to be ability. Something they are inherently born with. Whereas for the first category, it's simply effort. When the going gets harder, they just work even more harder. But eventually, what I'm trying to say is, this is more than math problems and this is more than 4th graders. Let's try to reflect this on ourselves right here. What I'm trying to say is a mindset of working. There are 2 main mindsets if you were keenly observing my presentation. The first category, that is what we call the growth mindset. The growth mindset is something which believes that intelligence is something that can be developed. The growth mindset, and that's a fixed mindset, they believe intelligence can be developed. Whereas those with a fixed mindset believe that intelligence is static. It's this resource you have and that's it. So eventually, when faced with challenges, those with a growth mindset embrace it because it's a springboard to stretch yourself to something new. Whereas those with a fixed mindset avoid it because they're eternally afraid of failure. And eventually, when those with a growth mindset face obstacles in life, it has been proved that they persist in the face of setbacks. And those with a fixed mindset, they just give up oh so easily. So I want you to take a moment and think, what kind of mindset do you have? What kind of mindset do you want your children to have? Think about that. And what will that eventually lead us to? See, ultimately what I'm trying to say is, how do we value effort? Do we think of effort as something that's bad because you need to apply effort only because you're not good at what you do, because you don't have the talent, the creativity, the intelligence? Then you belong to a fixed mindset. Whereas those with a growth mindset believe that effort is what makes you intelligent, it's what makes you creative, it's what makes you talented, because each time you put in effort, you use your logic, you process things, that is what makes you smarter, it sets your brain on fire. And therefore, those with a growth mindset can dream big and work hard, and they can imagine immensities. And those with a fixed mindset have this picture of success. These are a set of qualities, and I'm going to go through this particular ladder. I'm not going to go any other way. And they try to. Maybe they reach it. But what is the point? Did they learn anything new? Did they go out of their comfort zone? You're just left with bitter success. And we extrapolated this into a small village in Karnataka called Kaivara, where we followed a group of students from 8th grade, 9th grade and 10th. We divided them into two sections. One was praised for their effort. Each time we used logic and creativity, we said, good job. And as the classes passed, the syllabus became harder. 8th and 9th and 10th, their performance increased because they believed they can work harder. Whereas those who were praised for their ability, saying, you're smart, you're talented, they didn't try anything new when they went to 9th grade or 10th grade, because if they did something they didn't know and they failed, they were ashamed. They were in need of constant validation. This is our on-field proof. So what I'd like to say in conclusion is, try to extrapolate it into your professional life and into your personal life. And in spirit of Valentine's Day, it's going to be hard, but brace yourselves. There isn't any happily ever after. There isn't anything called perfect couple. Everything in life simply begins with effort, because that validates that you really desire it, and that will make you get it. So don't hesitate to flirt with failure, because in my humble opinion, that's the only way you get to marry happiness. Thank you very much.